Welcome back to New Post today. Today let's speak about the MSP demand from the farmers. So there has been a demand for a legal MSP which we do not have currently. So the centre pronounces an MSP, which is the price at which the central government procures the food grains mainly for the PDS system. But now the farmers are asking to legalize this MSP. What exactly it is asking now to base the MSP on the Swaminathan Committee report recommendation. So MS Swaminathan recently was awarded the prestigious award of Bharat Ratna as well. He played a very important role in Green Revolution of India and also went on to chair the National Commission on Farmers, a committee which was constituted to recommend on increasing the farmers of the income of the farmers. And so let's look quickly at this issue and let's see what are the arguments for and against, also against the legalization of MSP. And first of all, you have to remember that agriculture is a state subject, and though the centre also can make laws to support the states with regard to agriculture, and MSP is one of the states. Recently, during the COVID-19 period, the government of India came up with 3 farmers laws, and even then there was a farmers agitation for almost 16 months at the peak time of COVID-19 during the second stage, and they went on to demand legal MSP at even that point of time. But then, because of the government listening to the demand to scrap the 3 farmers laws, the farmers went back on the agitation, and then the government constituted a committee. Let's look into all of these issues and some more as well. So in 2020 they ended their protest after the central government withdrew the 3 farmers controversial law, and they also demanded a procurement price with the legal basis known as the MSP or the minimum support price, and came to a settlement with the government after the 3 laws were taken away. Now this time the MSP legal guarantee after the Swaminathan formula is the main demand of the farmers. Now Swaminathan chaired the National Commission on Farmers, which was constituted in 2004, and it was tasked with suggesting strategies for food security and also enhancing the farming sustainably. The commission submitted 5 reports emphasizing on public investment in agriculture and also action in agriculture. So the commission did not suggest, however, fixing the MSP based on the C2 cost plus 50%. It highlighted issues like delayed MSP issuance and regional disparities in the MSP implementation. The Commission recommended MSPs at least 50% higher than the production cost, aiming for the farmers' income on par with the civil servants of the India. So why is the MSP a very sticky issue now? The MSP, as I told you, is a minimum support price by the government, where it procures the crops through the FCI or the Food Corporation of India from the farmers to protect them from price fluctuations. Now it is announced by the state-run Commission for Agriculture Costs and Prices around for 22 commodities on an annual basis, 2 times during the Kharif and the Rabi period, after calculating the cost of cultivation. Now Food Corporation of India, which is a state-run grain procurement agency, largely buys the food grains from the farmers on these MSP prices and then sells these food grains at highly subsidized prices to the poor, and is thereafter compensated by the centre for its losses. Now this is how the centre provides food grain on subsidies. Now of the crops, so here lies the problem. The problem is definitely not the MSP, but the aim and the objective for which the MSP is paid and procured for. So of the crops that the centre announces MSP every year, there are 7 cereals, that is paddy, wheat, maize, bajra, jowar, ragi and barley, and 5 pulses, that is chana, arhar, moong, urad and masoor, and 7 oilseeds, that is groundnut, soya bean, rapeseed, mustard, sesame, sunflower, Niger seed and safflower, and 4 commercial crops, that is sugarcane, copra, cotton and jute. Now Punjab and Haryana farmers have been protested mainly. Why exactly? So the legalization of MSP is a long pending demand, not only for the Punjab not from all over India, though there has been protest against this, but then mainly the protests have been coming from Punjab and Haryana, since they are the biggest beneficiaries of the procurement under this MSP mechanism. Now the government figures show that the Punjab farmers have been one of the core beneficiaries of the MSP based procurement of wheat and paddy. In 2022-23 Rabi marketing season itself, it's seen an MSP outflow of 19,000 crore to Punjab farmers for wheat, and whereas in 2021-22 for the Kharif season, an MSP outflow of 36,000 crore only for paddy. So which are the states which really benefit from the MSP? They are Punjab, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, and very least basis is Kerala, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, and Maharashtra. But most of this goes to Punjab, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, and Bihar. So state-wise procurement under the MSP is very high in Punjab, MP and Haryana for wheat, and according to the past data, the farmers of Punjab and Haryana sell a major portion of the grain output under the government procurement system. Moreover, since Punjab and Haryana farmers have significantly contributed to the Green Revolution in 1960s and 70s, they have expectations far greater than the agriculture, and they say some of the than the southern counterparts. Now, the MSP for the Kharif crops, I just mentioned them. They are also given for the Rabi crops as well. So what are the arguments for and against of the MSP? Now, since the MSP is an administrative mechanism, farmers often receive the price determined by demand and supply conditions. Traditionally, wheat and paddy are the two main crops for MSP. Usually works because the government's vast storage system for these grains facilitates its output into the PDS, where these grains are in full demand, and the government provides these grains mainly for the PDS or the public distribution system, what we called as the ration shops, which provide the food grains at a subsidized cost. But with legal backing of the MSP, the farmers in these states fear that they may not receive the remunerative, but without a legal backing for the MSP, the farmers in these states now fear that they may not receive the remunerative prices for their crops, especially when the market prices fall below the MSP. For the farmers' perspective, an MSP safety helps them to save them from the market price fluctuations and uncertainties in agriculture production. It is especially beneficial for the very small and marginal farmers. Let me tell you, 88% of the farmers in India are small and marginal, and the rest are large farmers. Now, the small and marginal farmers rely on agriculture for their primary source of livelihood and spend months sowing and harvesting the crop. Now, but the government and several experts say that legalizing MSP may not be very sustainable due to several hurdles, like limited procurement infrastructure. The government only procures for subsidized food grain provision in the ration shops or the PDS. Now, this is where the problem. If the government would procure for selling it even in the market also, then there would be a basis for even providing the MSP, legalized MSP, to the farmers very comfortably. But it procures very limited only for the PDS, and therefore it has a limited procurement infrastructure. Now, if you look at the long problem, now limited infrastructure should not be a hurdle to give the MSP to the farmers, because the government can always build warehouses to store more food grains. And also there has been a wastage of stock previously. Now, this is where the problem comes, where the government procures more and does not sell it in the open market, distorting crop and patterns. The problem is that MSP, after giving MSP to the crop farmers, many farmers have started sowing and harvesting only those crops because they wanted an MSP or a support system. If the government provides an MSP for many other crops, this wouldn't have been the problem. And also lack of effective access, because most of the farmers do not go directly and sell it to the market. They depend on middlemen and the mandis in their state. Now, further, the government officials point out that the implementation of the MSP will be a fiscal nightmare to the government. They argued that the value of agriculture produce in the country during the financial year 20 was pegged at 40 lakh crore, while the market value of the crops that are part of the MSP regime was estimated to be at 10 lakh crore. Now, thus procuring the value of produce from the centre's total expenditure leads to rupees 45 lakh crore, which mean that would be very less money to pursue other development or social goals. Now, if this is looked only from the subsidized food angle, now this is really the major problem that will be caused to the government. Furthermore, the MSP based procurement can distort the market prices and encourage overproduction of certain crops, exacerbating storage and distribution challenge. This challenge can be dealt with if the procurement is equally for all the other crops, because definitely there will be a demand for all other crops in the market as well. But the problem lies where the grains are actually being routed to. They are being routed to the PDS, where the government is only giving them wheat and rice and not the other crops, and that's the major problem. A report in PRS Legislative Research said that the MSP procurement skews the production of crops in favor of wheat and paddy. This is because they are the major crops that are provided in the PDS, and does not offer an incentive to the farmers to produce other items like pulses. Now, some experts even suggest that a direct income support to the farmers should be a better idea than MSP, since it would affect the market and support all the cultivators. A direct income support would definitely be helpful for the farmers, but then the farmers again would be left to the mandi and the middlemen, and therefore this is not a very good effective solution or sustainable solution to increase the income of the farmers, or sustainably improve the income of the farmers. There are other alternatives also that are being suggested, like the government paying a price difference between the MSP and the rate at which the farmers sell their goods. So these are some of the recommendations. So what exactly the farmers are demanding when they say they want the Swaminathan formula? They say they want the C2 plus 50%. It is a formula to arrive at the MSP at which the farmers produce can be procured by the government agencies, and C2 plus 50 means comprehensive cost including your input cost of capital and rent of the own farmers land. But then what is the formula being followed now? What is being currently followed is the A2 plus FL formula to arrive at the MSP. A2 plus FL is all the paid out cost incurred by the farmer, like your irrigation, electricity charges, inputs like pesticides, fertilizers, etc., labor costs, etc., and also the value of the family labor. So FL is the family labor. A2 is all the paid out cost incurred by the farmer, and F2 is the family labor. So A2 plus FL is the present mechanism that is being used. Now, presently the MSP is fixed at a level of 1.5 times of all the paid out costs, all India weighted average cost of production. This is what is being followed, and these are some. So what is exactly the government doing? Now, the government, the Minister of Agriculture Arjun Munda is already in discussions with the farmers, and I think this is the second round of discussion that are going. They have assured the farmer that they will hold a structured discussion on the MSP issue. They have not given a guarantee of legal MSP. The Union Minister said that he is in discussion. During the course of discussion with the protesting farmers, the Minister also said that he suggested the farmers to be a part of the Sanjay Agarwal chaired committee, which is already looking into strengthening of the MSP, or to be a part of the new committee that will be formed by the government. Now, the Sanjay Agarwal headed panel on the MSP was established in 2022, and 8 months after the government promised to set up such a panel while withdrawing the 3 contentious agriculture farm laws, and till date it has had 7 meetings and workshop. So this is a brief about what exactly the farmers are demanding: legalization of MSP, what exactly is the problem with legalization of MSP, what are the other recommendations made. And I'm sure that this content was really helpful to you all to understand the issue, and if you did, please do like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video, and I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.